I don't know why people are still going crazy about this Epstein thing. You know, I just don't know why people are going crazy, or at least not going crazy, but falling for the okie doke. Why are the Democrats all of a sudden they care about Epstein files? 4 years. They could have said something, done something, but now they're doing it to leverage against Trump, and Republicans are falling for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep in mind that the Epstein files were in existence and free to have been opened during the Biden administration. You were there for 4 years. How come you didn't open it as a Democratic Party then?
It's really nothing there as big as people think it is. And that's why I think it's not a priority for the president, and it's not a priority for either party to release anything. 4 years Democrats had an option, they didn't release anything. Republicans now have in the House, they push shenanigans, but they haven't released anything. Well, like, I don't know if is it nothing there, the reason Republicans aren't prioritizing it, or is it something there and neither party really want to expose it because it's going to expose people on both sides. Like and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you get notifications anytime I go live. Make sure you subscribe to all of my channels, Epstein Your channel, and also subscribe to our podcast channel. It's called The Officer Tatum Show channel. Make sure you subscribe. Let's get into this. This video is brought to you by TatumStore.com. TatumStore.com, ladies and gentlemen, Black Friday is here. 30% off, up to 60% off on the entire store. And that means every single product. This section here is for 60% off. These are some of the fan favorites. Get them today, or you can get 30% off even our new releases. All of the Mondani stuff, all of our Trump stuff, even down to Charlie Kirk's things. Although all of the profits will go directly to Erica Kirk, but you still get 30% off on everything store-wide. So go on today, get your discounts, shop, support a patriotic company like Tatum Store. I want you to think this through in your mind. Joe Biden was in office. They hated Donald Trump. They want to put him in prison. They charged him with all kind of the stuff. Obviously, he did no jail time because it's all bull crap. What do? They said nothing about Epstein files. They didn't bring it up. They didn't talk about it. They signed no resolution for to be transparent with the public. And this is why I think Donald Trump didn't have really nothing to do with it, because they didn't even mention it while they were in office. They didn't even mention it during the election cycle, which means that if you didn't want Donald Trump to get elected, tell him how he's so involved in the Epstein files. It didn't exist. And now the Democrats seem to care about it more than Republicans do. Why? Because it's leveraging their party's identity. So let's go to this, because it's a big conspiracy, and I'm not a big conspiracy I don't really dive into conspiracies, but this is one of the conspiracies that are verified. Let's look at what the Democrats tried to do real quick. Let's go to clip 205, and then we're going to go to, the young lady explains this very well. I'm surprised that she's not more popular than she is. I've listened to her. I follow her. She only got like 1,000 subscribers. Y'all should go and subscribe her. Maybe we'll put a link in the description section. She explains this very clearly at the motives of the Democrat Party when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein, and Republicans are falling for it. Don't fall for this mess. Roll the clip.
Let's break down what happened today with Epstein, shall we? First, the Democrat members of this House Oversight Committee released these emails where Jeffrey Epstein said Trump was the dog that never barked, meaning he was never involved in these investigations. The emails blacked out this victim's name like it's some big secret, but we already know who the victim's name is. That's Virginia Giuffre, and she always maintained that the president was never inappropriate and extremely professional when they met. Then later in the day, the Republican members of this House Oversight Committee released documents that said Donald Trump never participated in the abuse of young women. The documents say he knew what Jeffrey Epstein was doing, but he never got a massage. Then tonight, 218 congresspeople all signed a petition that forced a House floor vote. So now the leader, Speaker Mike Johnson, will force everyone to vote on the Epstein Files Transparency Act probably early December. If that vote passes in the House, then the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, would have to release all unredacted federal documents related to Epstein's case. They would only be allowed to leave stuff out related to victims' privacy, ongoing investigations, or national security. It would likely include flight logs, depositions, people he worked with, more emails. The House Oversight Committee has also already released 33,000 documents related to Epstein's case. So now we just have further evidence that President Trump did not do anything weird with these gals. If he did, Joe Biden would have released it when he was the president. We know that Trump cut ties with this dude around 2004. He kicked him out of his Mar-a-Lago club in 2007. They have not been friends. I think back in the day, Donald Trump saw the writing on the wall and kind of took a step back from Jeffrey. I don't quite know what Democrats are expecting to find on Mr. Trump, but hopefully if there are other weird, creepy dudes involved in this, they get taken down. I'll lastly point out that this is insane timing, seeing as the government just opened back up tonight. Could it all be a distraction from the fact that millions of Americans are really PO'd right now? Maybe.
All right, let's go to Tim Burchett. I think that's how you say his name, Burchett or Burchett. Now, he came out. I think we can go to clip 203 first. Let's go to Tim real quick. And Tim has expressed very clearly that if the Democrats really wanted to be transparent like they claim they want to be right now after the government is opened up, they're trying to leverage momentum, trying to make the Trump administration look bad, they would have supported Tim in a resolution to disclose all of the evidence that they claim that they have against Donald Trump or whoever else is involved. Roll the clip.
This upcoming bill to release the Epstein files?
Yeah, that's why I just put a bill up. I just tried to move it ahead because what you're seeing right now is what exactly is going to happen, going to continue happening. Everybody's going to pull little piecemeal portions. Sorry about that. I got to animate. I'm Southern Baptist. They're going to pull portions of it out, and they're going to try to fit their own little narrative. Both sides are going to do it. You all know it, and you're all going to feed upon it. Let's just get the dadgum bill out. Let's vote it out, and the Democrats oppose me on it. It's stupid. It's all about politics. It's not about taking care of young ladies who got abused, and we should take care of them. But there's a process in place. The Democrats have had it for 4 years and didn't do a dadgum thing. And you know if Trump was in that thing, Biden and the rest, and Kamala Harris, I mean, he's the Antichrist to them. They would have already had it out. What you got?
Perfect. So you hear him say this. People are like, yeah, he's just talking to himself. Okay, this is him on the floor. 201. This is him on the floor. Roll the clip.
From Tennessee, rise.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent that the Committee on the Judiciary be discharged from further consideration of H.R. 4405 and ask for its immediate consideration in the House.
Under guidelines consistently issued by successive speakers, as recorded in Section 956 of the House Rules and Manual, the chair is constrained not to entertain the request unless it has been cleared by the bipartisan floor and committee leaderships. What purpose does the gentleman from Tennessee seek recognition?
Parliamentary inquiry, Mr. Speaker. We Republicans are requesting this unanimous consent. Are Democrats objecting to this request?
Chair reminds the gentleman from Tennessee that as indicated by Section 956 of the House Rules and Manual, it is not a proper parliamentary inquiry to ask the chair to indicate which side of the aisle has failed under the Speaker's guidelines to clear a unanimous consent request, as was stated.
All right, so they try to do their little shenanigans. He made the request. They don't want to support the request. Let's get to him articulating this on his selfie video camera 202.
Hey everybody, Tim Burchett. Just left the House floor, and I tried to do a UC unanimous consent of tried to get the Epstein files, get it straight to the floor, just to cut out all this nonsense, and and the Democrats blocked it, oddly enough. Now here they've had it for 4 years, and they obviously if there's something there about Trump, they would have released it, and now they're all, let's get it out, let's get it out. Well, I just made a motion to bring it straight to the dadgum floor, and they blocked it. They blocked it. So this is politics. It has nothing to do with what's doing what's right. I mean, it's Washington, D.C. to a T. And again, they ought to be ashamed of themselves, but they're probably not. Thank y'all for sending me here.
Here's the thing that I think is very bizarre, and Stephen A. Smith chimes in on this. We'll get to him in a second, but this is what I think is bizarre. What's so, like, I just wish that both sides would be transparent. What is it that's in the Epstein file? Because these people see it, right? I think they have access to it. They've read it. It just hasn't been released to the public, unredacted. But if you're on a certain committee, you'll be able to see the information unredacted. So why aren't either side being transparent about what this is? A part of me thinks that we have Republicans who have spent years, and Republicans who are in office and not in office, people who are political commentators, spend years saying that this Epstein thing is just it's so much to reveal. It's so much there. We're gonna expose all these pedophiles and all these different things. And I honestly believe, I don't have the information. I haven't watched it. I haven't looked at it, but the character and what I've seen everybody do on both sides make me feel like it's really nothing there. It's really nothing there as big as people think it is. And that's why I think it's not a priority for the president, and it's not a priority for either party to release anything. 4 years Democrats had an option, they didn't release anything. Republicans now have in the House, they push shenanigans, but they haven't released anything. Well, like, I don't know if is it nothing there, the reason Republicans aren't prioritizing it, or is it something there and neither party really want to expose it because it's going to expose people on both sides? Yes, they like to use a little bit of shenanigans here and there to make either side look bad, but at the end of the day, neither side is being as transparent as we want them to be. It's one of the only things that I don't like that Donald Trump did and how his administration has conveyed this is that it's all smoke and mirrors. We don't know what's really there. Kesh Patel, Pam Bunny, and all of them swear that it was a lot of there, and they're going to expose everybody. Now they've backtracked. They're not showing anything. They're not telling anything. They don't give us any information. And the Democrats want to play it on their side to make Trump look bad, but they're not trying to give anything. They're not putting a resolution out to disclose everything, and the Republicans are not voting on it. I have not seen that happen. Let's listen to Stephen A. Smith and what he had to say. Roll the clip.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep in mind that the Epstein files were in existence and free to have been opened during the Biden administration.
Facts.
You were there for 4 years. How come you didn't open it as a Democratic Party then? What am I missing? I'm not saying I know. It's a legitimate question. Maybe I don't remember the answer. Maybe my extraordinary producers should be able to help me during the commercial break. But from my understanding, the same files that were open or being open now with the 220 pages of documents or whatever it is, with various emails, that could have been done when Biden was in office. Well, why didn't you do it? If it's so important now. What were the Democrats doing at that particular moment in time? See? This is the kind of stuff that smells. Because my attitude is just deducing how much they despise Trump is if there was some real bona fide dirt on him, since you went after him with the 34 felony convictions, which essentially was deduced to him paying hush money to Stormy Daniels, a porn star, so she wouldn't reveal their happenings with one another leading up to the election in 2016. Okay? If you had something like that you were willing to parade him through the streets with, of course, if you had something on him about Epstein, you'd have let it go earlier to make sure he didn't become the 47th president. That's just my thinking from a logical perspective. But what do I know?
Logical it is. Think about this. They didn't have to release everything. They could have leaked. They could have just released some of it that implicated Trump before the election, so he didn't get elected, and then they wouldn't have to release anything. Then they can put it away, close it out. They run the government again, and Donald Trump looks bad, and then they make sure nobody ever see the files that would implicate any of them. Why didn't they do any of it? It makes me feel like because there's nothing there. I wouldn't argue that the Republican or the Democrats are trying to save face for Jeffrey Epstein. So why would they be protecting who? It makes me feel like that both sides are playing us for a fool. The Republicans never saw anything substantial, and they're playing us. And then the Democrats, there is nothing there. They want to use it against Trump when they can. And when it's not expedient, they don't say anything about it. It doesn't exist. It's insane to me, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let these people fool you.